This podcast explains the importance of personal learning networks for educators. There are two chief reasons that you should consider creating your own personal learning network. The first is accessibility. Let's say you work with this guy. He knows a lot about computers and cell phones. He can get your computer to work with your projector. He understands digital photography and videography. He can hook you up with Skype, help you configure your email. He knows how to find things on the internet, can advise you on applications to use with their students, and even understands Twitter and the whole social networking thing. But one day, he leaves. And along with him goes your support network. That's where a personal learning network comes in handy. By using social networking tools to create and participate in a support system of colleagues and mentors, you can have broad and deep access to help when you need it, no matter where you are. There's a second reason to consider building a personal network, and that's responsibility. Let's face it, no K-12 or secondary institution has the funds, the time, or the expertise to provide professional development for educators in the format and to the extent which they need it. It's simply the responsibility of us, all of us, to provide for our own professional development. We're simply not going to get anywhere waiting for someone else to do it for us. There's another element of responsibility. We'll call it 2A, or maybe we should call it 2B since it's the second. Okay, we'll go back to 2A, or more properly 2-way, because personal learning networks really are two-way streets. It's not enough to simply listen in. You also need to offer help when you can by answering questions, reposting important information so that others can discover it, and refining and growing your network over time. We're not alone out there. Through social networking tools, we can all be connected. And you never know who might show up on your network. So what does a PLN look like? There are as many answers to that as there are people that create PLNs, each based on the needs of the creators, from the very simple to the very complex, in text and images and in every variation thereof. My own PLN, as of this minute, looks like this. Don't remember how to create a pivot table in Excel or add an image to your Google Sites page? Sometimes you just need quick answers, and services like Atomic Learning and sources like YouTube and Wikipedia are excellent for this. Don't bug a busy colleague when you can quickly find the answer for yourself. Keeping up with developments in my field is important to me, and following blogs and news services brings this information to me rather than making me search for it. Google Reader and Instapaper are my tools of choice here, and it doesn't make much sense to read blogs without a way to bookmark and annotate them. Diigo is an excellent social bookmarking tool, and Evernote lets me aggregate images, text, and videos on a topic in a single place, excellent for research. There are hundreds of ways to publish and share your own work, from photos and documents to videos to musings to bookmarks. These tools provide information for others as well as repositories of information for my students. While email is still the dominant form of communication for most academic institutions, I'm increasingly relying on other ways of messaging colleagues and students. Skype brings free telephony and video conferencing to my desktop without the need for long distance, and Google Wave is becoming increasingly important to me as a way to communicate with colleagues in more depth without playing email tag for hours on end. Collaboration is at the heart of most learning experiences, and tools such as social bookmarking sites, wikis, Google Docs, Wave, and eLive make collaboration a simple process for me. And perhaps there's no more important element of my PLN than learning from my colleagues around the world, and there's no better tool for that than Twitter. Twitter lets me participate in multiple conversations each day. And where Twitter provides breadth of information, Facebook and LinkedIn can provide much more depth. With all of these tools that I have at my disposal, it's vitally important that I aggregate as many resources as I can into as few applications as possible. If you were to look at my computer at any time during the day, these are the applications that would be open in my web browser. Hootsuite gives me real-time access to all of my Twitter feeds and groups, as well as access to my Facebook and LinkedIn feeds. Google Mail keeps me up with email, but also allows me to chat and message others. Google Reader keeps my blog feeds and news feeds up to date, and Diigo and Evernote are on my menu bar waiting to capture and annotate resources that I want to keep. Expand that circle slightly and you'll find Google Docs, Wave, Facebook mostly for messages, and Google Sites almost always open, and I like TweetGrid to help keep up with EdChat and other real-time Twitter conversations. Of course, any PLN is only as good as the people who participate in it. Look for colleagues in your field, see who they follow, and become an active participant. Your world will quickly expand exponentially. And that, in a nutshell, is my PLN. At least, that's the way I see it.